What's good, fam? It's your boy Tommy, back with another absolute banger. And bro, where the hell did 2025 even go? Like seriously, it feels like just yesterday we were sitting here making that whole upcoming 2025 list, and now we're already talking about 2026. Time is flying by ridiculously fast. No cap. Before we dive into this massive list, you better smash that subscribe button right now. Hit that like, turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss what's coming. This video is packed with everything dropping next year. Let's get it. So when I first thought about 2026, I was hyped, thinking it would be absolutely fire. But when I actually sat down and made this complete list, going through everything month by month, I realized the story might be different than expected. What am I talking about? Let me break it all down, piece by piece. Starting with January, and we're kicking off strong. January 1st brings the final season of Stranger Things. Technically drops December 31st at midnight, but we're counting it as January 1st. This is the end of an era, fam. Everyone wants to know what finally happens to Hawkins and the gang. How does this story end after all these years? If you haven't watched the recap videos, go check those out to build that hype. January 8th gives us The Pitt Season 2. If you're into medical dramas, this one's for you. This intense show was shot entirely in one continuous take, showing that emergency room chaos with brilliant performances. It captures what doctors go through in the ER perfectly. If you enjoyed Season 1, this drops January 8th. January 14th brings 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Real talk, I completely forgot this movie existed until making this list. We watched Part 1 months ago, and honestly wasn't dying to see Part 2. The story felt wrapped up, kinda like Pushpa 1 where it ended, and I wasn't interested in continuing. But they shot both parts together, so they figured why not release it 6 to 8 months apart. Here we are. January 19th gives us another Game of Thrones spin-off, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Here's what's interesting. This story isn't directly connected to Game of Thrones like you'd expect. It takes place 90 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon ends. They literally captured everything in between. They didn't leave any time period untouched in this universe. At this point, they're really milking this franchise for everything. Like honestly, if someone said get a Game of Thrones tattoo on your forehead, I'd probably do it just to see if they'll finish the main books. January 28th brings Wonder Man, a Marvel series I'm not setting high expectations for. Marvel's been hit or miss with Disney Plus shows lately, but word is this might connect to bigger stuff. People say it could tie into Avengers, Doomsday, and possibly Secret Wars. That makes sense because Wonder Man is actually pretty important in Marvel Comics. We'll talk more when the show drops. February 27th gives us Scream 7, and I'm a huge Scream fan. I've watched all the movies multiple times, never get tired of them. Everyone I meet, I make them watch it. The way it captures brutality with light humor that's not meant to be funny. But situations create these perfect moments. It's horror done right. But here's the problem. Same day we're getting Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, and the teaser was absolutely mind-blowing. You can tell they're stepping up from Season 1 in every way. Budget increased significantly. Scale looks bigger. While Godzilla was prominent in Season 1, looks like Kong's gonna have a major role this time. So I'm torn and excited for both. Alright fam, quick pause right here. If you're vibing with this breakdown and getting hyped for 2026, drop a like on this video right now. It takes 2 seconds and helps the channel grow. Plus comment which movie you're most excited for. I want to hear from you. Now let's keep rolling. March 10th brings Netflix's One Piece live-action Season 2, and fans have been waiting. First season was well received, so expectations are high. March 20th gives us Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. Here's why people are excited. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the masterminds who made Spider-Verse movies, are directing this. Based on their track record alone, there's genuine buzz. Early promos look decent, but March doesn't end there. 2 more things, releasing without concrete dates yet, but we know they're coming in March. First is Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2. We've seen those 6 stills of that black stealth suit Matt Murdock's wearing. Plus, old favorites like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are returning. The showdown between Kingpin and Matt Murdock's gonna be intense. Don't know about Iron Fist yet. Also dropping in March is Invincible, Season 4. After that crazy cliffhanger with time travel stuff, fans are dying to see what happens next. April 3rd brings Mario Galaxy. First Mario movie was solid and way more fun than expected. Had heart, humor, respected the source material. So this sequel should be enjoyable. Then James Wan and Blumhouse, famous for horror movies, teamed up with Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin to make The Mummy, releasing April 17th. Here's what makes this different. Unlike adventure mummy movies, this leans heavily into scary horror. They're trying to make this genuinely frightening. May gets exciting because May 15th brings Mortal Kombat to. This was supposed to release this year, but Warner Brothers delayed it almost a full year because they didn't want it clashing with their own movies. But I'm not complaining because Johnny Cage is in this. From everything we're seeing, Mortal Kombat 2 is shaping up to be that perfect popcorn flick. Pure entertainment and fun fights. Just 1 week later, May 22nd, we're getting something huge for Star Wars fans. The Mandalorian and Grogu theatrical release. If you followed all 3 Mandalorian seasons, including Boba Fett, you know what went down in Season 3. I've talked about it before, but expectations can be high because it's getting theatrical release instead of streaming, meaning bigger scale and budget. Plus, Pedro Pascal returns as Mando. Baby Yoda on the big screen's gonna be incredible. June 5th brings Masters of the Universe. If you don't know this franchise, it's basically that iconic 90s cartoon, He-Man. You've seen that skeleton meme saying, "I will return with more disturbing facts tomorrow." That's Skeletor from this. Interestingly, the villain's more popular than the hero. He-Man's whole thing is he's Prince Adam in regular form, pretty wimpy with a cowardly tiger. But when he needs powers, he pulls out a sword, yells He-Man, lightning strikes, and boom, transforms into this buff warrior. His tiger also becomes fierce. They're making live action that's been in development forever. June 19th brings Toy Story 5. I know they keep making more, and I keep watching. But for me personally, Toy Story ended with Part 3. That was such a perfect bittersweet goodbye. There was no need to continue after that beautiful ending. But here we are. However, you don't wait long because exactly 1 week later, June 26th, Supergirl drops. This is the second DCU movie, and there's genuine excitement. We saw Supergirl's cameo at Superman's End with Millie Alcock, looked perfect. Plus Jason Momoa returns, but not as Aquaman, as Lobo. And this Supergirl movie heavily borrows from Women of Tomorrow comic. If you've read that, you know how gritty, brutal, and violent it gets. Not typical superhero stuff. Yo fam, we're deep into this list, and releases keep getting crazier. If Tommy Talks is your go-to for movie news, subscribe with that bell on. We're always bringing latest updates. July is absolutely packed. July 10th brings Mona live action, where we finally see The Rock as Maui. You'd think The Rock kept his body perfect for this, right? But nah, he's wearing a bodysuit the whole movie. You've seen Maui's massive build. But Mona won't get breathing room because 1 week later, something bigger drops. The Odyssey releases July 17th. Christopher Nolan is back. This will be the world's first movie filmed entirely in IMAX cameras, not upscaled, actually shot with IMAX throughout. That's massive. And here's a fun fact. For the first time ever, Nolan didn't break a single camera making this. He's notorious for destroying equipment. So this is incredible. Next week brings Evil Dead Burn July 24th. Sequel to Evil Dead Rise. I have no idea what to expect, but I know it's going to be brutal, violent, and gory. That's what Evil Dead does. But then July 31st, the big one, Tom Holland's Spider-Man Brand New Day swings back. We know how important this is. This releases right before Avengers Doomsday, so it could set up excellent groundwork. Plus, it's starting a new trilogy for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That grounded Spider-Man we always wanted. No more Iron Man Jr., just Peter Parker struggling, being real neighborhood Spider-Man. Plus, the director's solid, so expecting phenomenal action. August 21st brings Insidious: The Bleeding World. Don't know how many parts they've made at this point. Beyond this, release dates get unclear, but we know these are coming. September 11th brings Clayface next DCU movie. Batman hasn't shown up yet, and we're getting his villain first. What excites me most is the writer, Mike Flanagan, personally one of my favorite filmmakers. He knows how to write horror exceptionally well. From behind the scenes, looks like they're setting up solid gothic Gotham. I'm liking it so far. November 20th brings Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Susan Collins doesn't need to write new novels. They drop a part every other year. The name tells you it's showing how Reaping started. Maybe we'll see the very first Hunger Games. November 26th brings Narnia, but not what you think. You've seen old Narnia movies, might think it's Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe again. Nope, Greta Gerwig, who directed Barbie, is directing and putting her spin on it. First movie is The Magician's Nephew. This is technically first Narnia novel chronologically, even though Lion, Witch, Wardrobe was published first. It's that Star Wars situation where release order and chronological order are different, so they're making it chronologically. And look, I said we'd reach December 2026, almost over, but not the movies. December 11th releases Jumanji Part 3 with The Rock, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan returning. They're saying this is the final movie. Sure, we've heard that before, but December 2026, you know what the excitement is? If someone said skip the year and jump to December 2026, I'd say, take me now. But before the big ones, December 15th brings Godzilla -0. Godzilla -1 was a masterpiece that perfectly captured the monster side. Hoping for something similar. Then December has the massive clash. December 18th brings Dune 3, ending Denis Villeneuve's tenure directing this series. His last Dune movie, but Warner Brothers will keep making more because there are more books. This third movie answers so many questions. And if they follow the book's direction, this will be pretty controversial. But releasing same day is what everyone's waiting for. December 18th brings Avengers Doomsday. It's finally happening. RDJ, as Doctor Doom, is actually coming. This is gonna be fun, gonna be a blast, pure cinema magic, expecting something incredible. And we're getting the first teaser in just days, so hype's about to explode. Then Christmas Day, December 25th, releases Robert Eggers' Werewolf. This isn't modern-day Werewolf, it's a period piece set way back. They're saying the Old English will be so authentic, even British people won't understand it. But if your movie has wolves and humans transforming, I'm excited. Besides these with dates, others confirmed for 2026 without specific dates. Vision Quest, another Marvel show wrapping up Wanda and Vision's storyline. Ultron returning with James Spader in live action for first time in MCU. Cruella 2 coming, enjoyed the first. Street Fighter live action where they cast half of WWIDCU show Lanterns, introducing Green Lanterns with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Punisher special announced, most likely before Spider-Man. X-Men 97 Season 2, after that time travel ending. Blade Runner 2099 series on Prime. The Boys prequel Vought Rising with Soldier Boy. Another Resident Evil with another reboot. Blue Eye Samurai, Season 2, super excited. And Smile 3 confirmed. So that's 2026's movies and shows. I'm sure I'm missing some, but certain things I think won't make 2026, will come in 2027. Before you bounce, which movie or show are you most hyped for? Besides Avengers, Doomsday, Spider-Man, Odyssey, and Dune 3, what else excites you? Drop it in comments. Do me 3 huge favors. Number 1, smash that like if this got you hyped for 2026. Number 2, subscribe to Tommy Talks if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Number 3, comment your most anticipated release. Let's have that conversation. This has been your boy Tommy with Tommy Talks, keeping you updated on everything cinema. I'll catch you in the next one, and until then, stay hyped, stay subscribed, and keep it real. Peace out, fam.